King Solomon writes, V'ra'isi sheyesh Yisrain l'chachma min hasichlis ki Yisrain ha'ar min ha'chayshech. And what this means is that he saw that there is advantage to light over darkness, just as there is advantage to wisdom over folly, over foolishness. Now, what was King Solomon telling us? We all know that wisdom surpasses foolishness. We all know that light surpasses darkness. But here King Solomon was teaching us a very important point. And that is that we all know when you have a battle between two things, each one has its might. You have two heavyweights coming into a boxing match. You have an even match going on for the most part. Each one's going to have to put up a good fight to win this. But King Solomon says, I want you to know something. When you talk about the battle between light and darkness, which is not only a literal battle, but also a metaphorical battle that we all battle between the light and darkness in our lives, the advantage that light has over darkness is enormous. It's an unfair battle, actually, although we don't always know this. And it's unfair leaning to the side of light. How do you know this? You know this because when you go into a dark room and you strike a match, you put in very little effort and you strike just a small bit of light. But that small bit of light has the ability to expel the entire darkness in the room. It spreads through the entire room with just that little strike, that little match, that little flame. Because light has an enormous advantage over darkness. So that the battle to overcome darkness is easier than we realize. Just by bringing in that little bit of light, we suddenly banish so much darkness. And this is so important for us to understand in our struggles in life, that we need to just get ourselves to bring in a bit of light. That bit of light has an enormous advantage and takes us so far, and the battle becomes so much easier once we do that. This is the reason why, we all know if someone is sitting in a dark place, and I don't mean a physically dark place, but someone's sitting in a state of darkness, they don't know how they're going to do it and how they're going to be able to achieve whatever it is that they want to achieve. In that dark place, there's no future. There is no future. It's all dark. And we don't even have a vision of what we're going to achieve. And we have no idea how it's possible for us to achieve or get to where we need to. What does a person need to do? They don't need to know every step of the journey. They just need to bring in a little bit of light. Hey, get some light. Because the second you get that light and you illuminate the room, suddenly you can see the path that you weren't able to see before. And suddenly you can banish all of the darkness from that little bit of light. Because the second you're in a place of enlightenment, you can suddenly be enlightened to see how you're going to get down this long, seemingly dark road. And so we need to remind ourselves of what King Solomon teaches us. A little bit of light. Light is so much more powerful than darkness. This is the reason why when we have a friend, someone that we care about, the best thing we can do for them is bring a little bit of light into their life. Because that little bit of light will eradicate so much more darkness than the little bit of light that you gave them. And so you're giving them this enormous gift that comes in such a small package.